Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another Moroccan honeyed sweet, and this one is Moroccan Briwates, but these are the sweet version and they're much smaller than the savory ones that we've made earlier. And also these share very unique story. So the story is basically my mom used to make them like every typical Moroccan, and she would fill them with just almonds because that's how it's typically made, just roasted almonds. And a few years ago, she didn't have enough almonds, and my dad basically said that we have a lot of other types of nuts. So he proposed, why not just use all other types of nuts and make a nice concoction out of them. And we've tried them and they really worked and they tasted amazing. So we've been making them ever since for Ramadan seasons. And they're very easy to make. Like the recipe is relatively simple, but of course it takes time and patience, but I highly recommend it because it is so worth it. So let's just show you guys how to make it. These nuts brewat, you're going to need 10 types of nuts, 100 grams each, so that they overall give you a total of 1 kilogram. So here we have 100 grams of walnuts, 100 grams of pistachios, 100 grams of pine nuts, 100 grams pecans, I don't know how to pronounce those, 100 grams almonds, 100 grams Brazilian nuts, 100 grams sesame seeds, 100 grams macadamia nuts, 100 grams cashews, and 100 grams hazelnut. Our first step is to take all of them and put them in a baking pan or tray, and we're going to roast them all together. So we're pouring in hazelnuts. So we're going to roast them at 150 degrees Celsius in the oven for as long as they need to. And the reason we're using one big tray is so that we can roast everything at the same time, and it's big enough to fit everything in it. So it shouldn't, so that they can all bake at the same time, of course, and evenly as well, and we can save time too. So we're putting our tray in the middle of the oven, and we're going to roast them at 150 degrees Celsius. And of course you need to keep constantly watching them just in case they burn. So once we've roasted our nuts, as you can see, they're nice and toasty. So for this recipe, we don't really use a lot of spices or a lot of additional things to spice up our mixture, because then it would ruin the flavor of the nuts. So all we use is a teaspoon of cinnamon and a tablespoon of orange blossom water. And of course we're going to use the leaves, sambusa leaves actually, and we're using the mini ones because these should be mini and they taste much better when they're small. So in a food processor, preferably large, we're going to blend all of our nuts, and we're going to actually mix them instead of just pulsing them, because we need them to create a paste since we're not adding anything else to the mixture. So we've kept blending it, and as you can see, it started to form a paste on its own because we're not adding anything else to them aside from a tablespoon of orange blossom water. And as you can see, they release their own grease because there is a lot of fat in nuts, and we don't want to add a lot of things to ruin the flavor either. So as you can see, it started to form a paste. So now we're just going to continue the same with the rest of our nuts. So once we've blended everything together, now we're adding in our cinnamon. And our orange blossom water. Fill the cap, and we're going to just knead it and turn it into a paste, or just mix everything well together, and then we're just going to form it into small balls. So after we've just made the paste, we're going to take a little bit of orange blossom water, and we're going to put it on our hands, and we're just going to take a small piece, and you'll try to mold it, and then you roll it into a ball. And try to make small balls. To assemble everything, of course, you're going to take 2 of the leaves or the papers, and you're going to use your flour and water mixture, and you'll stick one to the other. And you're going to brush it with your butter and oil mixture. It's the same technique we've applied with our chicken briwates. We're using the same one. It's just that these are much smaller and also are filled with nuts. Now we take one of the balls and we place it here. And you're just going to fold it into triangles. And lastly, you glue the rest with the flour. I'm going to put it on a tray which we've covered with plastic foil, and we'll cover it with a plastic bag so it can to avoid drying them up. And we're going to continue the same process. We finished our folding process or our assembling process. Now we're just going to move to the frying. So these are our briwates. We finished filling them up, and we're going to repeat the same process that we did in the previous video. So here we have our oil heating up, and we have some cold honey, and of course we have a large bowl with a strainer. And we're just going to fry them and then repeat the same process. So once again, we've dropped just one to test if the oil is hot or ready. So it looks about ready, and now we're just going to fill our pan with our briwat. So as you can see, they've started to get golden brown. So now we're just going to take them out, and we're going to just put them in the honey. And we're going to just try to soak them into the honey, just slowly and carefully because they're very delicate. And we're going to let them soak in the honey until we fry our second batch. So this is what they look like once they've cooled down. So as you can see, we've decorated them with some roasted sesame seeds, and they're nice and golden brown and they smell amazing. So let's try one. This is what it looks like from the inside. And you heard the crunch. It's nice and crunchy and it's sweet. And individually you cannot taste the nuts, but when you merge them together, they also taste really good. So I highly recommend making this. Brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching today's video. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram so you guys can support me to make more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!